So it seems that you lads did enjoy yesterday's video where we did go over the worst character every single year. Even though I think the video was a success, we did get around 400 likes, so I appreciate it. I didn't set a like goal, but this time, lads, if you want to kind of do the same thing, let's shoot for 400 likes again. And if we do hit 400 likes, I will literally just drink water. I already did it because I'm going to hope that we can actually hit that. So make sure you lads do hit. But wait, lads, before we do start the video, I know I'm stalling. I apologize. I do need to give a quick correction on yesterday's video. In 2018, I said the worst character was actually the past version of Iori. Well, it turns out I was completely wrong. I don't know how I missed this. She actually does have Frenzy, meaning that she wasn't the worst character 2018. I still think she's quite bad, but she wasn't the worst. So the worst character 2018, a quick correction, is going to Movie to Kusaka. This character was pretty much made to counter Thousand Year Blood Oretsu and did a bad job at that. He didn't have Poise, he didn't have Frenzy, and he didn't even have Flurry. So what was he really doing? And that was nothing. He did nothing. He came out and got forgotten, and pretty much ever since then, no one's really cared about Kusaka. Don't comment down below, by the way, that you do care about him, because we all know you don't. That's like saying you want bounce in the game. You really don't. Going into it though, 2015, let's talk about the best character of 2015. This is an easy choice. I didn't even have to think about it because I knew I've been playing since the start of the game. And if you've been playing since the start of the game, you should also know the answer to this. And the best character of 2015 is going to the speed version of Grimmjow. This character was such a absolute dominant force at the start of Bleach Brave Souls for pretty much the first year until 6 stars came out. And even though he did get a 6-star, he still kind of fell off at that point because characters just started to naturally get better. But if you had Grimmjow at the start of the game, you were pretty much invincible. Now, you're going to see this a lot throughout the years. If you were a good character in Bleach Brave Souls, you were pretty much good at everything. Co-op, PvE, and also PvP. And that allowed him to pretty much be an the best all-arounder, not Danga Ichigo. It was actually this Grimmjow. If you had a Chappie, if you were lucky enough to even have one, he could use it. And he was just very good. There was literally nothing to do against him besides have a good tech character. And there were two options for that, and that was the Tech Byakuya, the New Year's version, and also the Metal Tessai, who did somewhat counter him, but you know, it's Grimmjow. Grimmjow is an absolute force, the best character in the game at the start of the game, and that's why I can easily say in confidence that this Grimmjow was the best character at the start of the game, and I don't think anyone can disagree. If you do, for some reason, let me know down below. Now, the tough thing about this video is the fact that we have to say one single character, and there's a lot of honorable mentions. I could spend all day talking about how OP, how great some of these characters were back in the day. For example, someone like Parasona now, an honorable mention. She was one of the best supports, the best support that everyone wanted in a co-op game. IZ was almost impossible without her if you didn't have her. She was a must-have for IZ, a must-have for any type of co-op quest that you were going against, and for a moment there I was going to say she was the best character of the year because of how sought after she was, but my vote for the best character 2016 is going to Danga Ichigo. Danga Ichigo was just such an overwhelming character. Not only was he one of the hypest characters in the game, as it's an Ichigo in his Dangai form, finally we get to see Mugetsu in the game, he was also given very good skills. He wasn't given Frenzy, he wasn't given Flurry, but it didn't really matter. Those two skills were very, very rare at the time. Not every SP character did get Frenzy, and even with the High Berserker and Bruiser that he did have, it just allowed him to be literally the best character in the game. You could have used him in single player, you could use him in co-op, you could use him in PvP, similar to Grimmjow, you could just use him anywhere. You wanted to go over an SP build, you could do that. You wanted to go over an ad build, you could also do that. And at this point in time, I believe Golden Chappies was starting to get released, and this character right here was the one that could actually abuse that, and it just made him such a good character in every piece of content in the game. Now, before we do hop over to 2017, let's talk about some honorable mentions. Kendo Kenpachi was given Flurry at his 6-star, made him a very good character. Segunda Etapa Okiura and also the Full Hollow Ichigo were very good characters. They started to fall off when 6 stars came out and did get their time to shine when they did get a 6-star, I believe, in 2017. But at the end of the year, people did pretty much move on to other characters. Stark, for example, was a very good character. The Heart Virgin Yamamoto, Heart Zayapro at the time of release were very, very good. Baragon, the Cancer of PvP, very, very good character. Sodine Shirayuki, one of the best freeze characters in the game at her release, very, very good. And also other characters such as the Christmas version of Halibel, which is very good at freezing enemies. And they all at their point in time had a title to a certain extent as being the best character of the game. But in my opinion, I'm definitely going to give it to Dangai just because of how good he was and how good he stayed for potentially like a year plus. He was very, very good. Everyone still wanted him even years later. 2017, by far in my opinion the hardest year, and it hurts for me to not say some of these characters were the best character of the year looking back. Obviously, like I mentioned in the past years, at their Pacific release they probably were considered the best character. Let's say for example 1000 Year Blood or Toshiro. Yes, I'm not saying he's the best character of the year, he's still very good to this day and he's going to get his resurrection later this year. Very excited about that. Someone like TL Ichigo, also one of the most influential characters in the game. At his release, he was considered the best character of the game, but again, looking back at 2017, there was one character that just topped them, and that was 1000 Year Blood War Unohana. This character, man, she pretty much changed PvP for the years to come. At this point in time, SP characters could be used in PvP. In fact, at this point in time, the dodge meta started to die down, and it really came down to who had the fastest strong attacks. Someone like 1000 Year Blood or Toshiro had one of the fastest activation first strong attacks in the game, and that allowed him to be a prominent force in both PvE and PvP, but that pretty much all changed when 1000 Year Blood or Unohana came out, and she just couldn't die. If you didn't have Unohana, you were really struggling. She pretty much autoed every piece of content in the game, and that might not seem like it's a good thing, because you can pretty much do that now thanks to Transcendence and thanks to all like the power creep that we've gotten, but at this point in time, not every character could auto co-op quests, not every character could auto IZ, and Unohana was able to do that. 4 Unohanas in a quest, you were pretty much invincible, especially with good builds, and that's why, in my opinion, she was the best character of 2017. Now, some honorable mentions, obviously we have the TLA Ichigo, 1000 Year Blood Toshiro, TLA Soifon, still, again, good characters to this day, lads, don't get me wrong, they are not bad. Someone like the Flyzen, very good characters. Even at one point, I would have considered someone like the swimsuit version of Neliel to be one of the better characters in the game, but, you know, Unohana did come out the last day of 2017, so technically it's kind of cheating, but she is a 2017 character, and yeah, there's really no competition. She completely changed the game. Looking at 2018's characters, it was kind of disappointing to a certain extent. This one really didn't have any competition. The best character 2018, in my opinion, is 1000 Year Blood War Round 4 Ichigo. Now, maybe I'm downplaying certain characters. I don't really have any honorable mentions. Power Aizen, I guess, was actually pretty nice to have in ordeals when that quest did come out. Someone like the Chad was a very good PvP character, even to this day, still one of the best characters to go against Drugum. But there was really no competition with this character at the time it was released. The 3rd anniversary, 1000 Year Blood War, Round 4, Ichigo. This character is an absolute insane character, one of the most sought after characters too. Visually looking great. He was my character intro for a long time. His skills, very, very good, and also being able to infinitely stack the boost, which also increases magnifications, transforming him into his Horn of Salvation form. He was one of the sickest characters, and also one of the best characters, the best character of 2018 in my opinion. Some honorable mentions that I failed to mention just a minute ago, someone like Kokuto, for example, was very good. The tech version of Yamamoto 2 also enforcing the PvP meta that Retsu basically started at the end of 2017. It was a pretty easy year for this Ichigo as the best character of 2018. 2019. Who is the best character of this year? I'm going to go straight into it. It's Tokinada. Really, there is competition. I'm not going to say it's easy for him because there's a lot of great characters that are still OP to this day and age. We had characters released this year such as the power version of Kenpachi, Hikone, someone like 4th anniversary Mugetsu, Stark, Koga, 1000 Year Blood War Nemu, 1000 Year Blood War Oetsu, also Spirit Side Byakuya. There's a lot of great characters this year, but in my opinion, Tokinada just takes the cake as the best character of 2019, mainly due to the fact that he was a ranged character with weakening on his soul bomb, a transform mechanic on his soul bomb, drip, voice actors on point. Doesn't really matter too much about his visuals, but guard break and flurry on a ranged character which had a boost which could transform. It's just nothing beating that. There is in 2020, but for 2019, there was just nothing beating that. This character was absolutely insane. You know, we thought you couldn't get better than Retsu, but apparently you could, and this guard break skill has pretty much changed the way I see NAD-based characters. Before, I really didn't care if a character didn't have guard break because I didn't know it existed, but now that it does exist, when I see a NAD character that doesn't have guard break, I instantly get disappointed because they're just not going to be as good as Tokinada. This character can pretty much auto everything in the game. He's the fastest character to use in pretty much any epic raid quest. Even when he's not a bonus, you can still use him and he's still going to dish out a lot of damage. And also, thanks to Transcendence, it just makes him an even more dirty powerhouse of a character. So the best character 2019 is going to Tokinada. So I've recorded this 2020 part multiple times and I just fail every time to explain myself properly. So 2020 is very, very tough. There are lots of great characters and characters that I'm not even going to mention because there's just too many to list off. Trust me, I know some of them are good. Someone like Burn the Witch Noel, Nini, someone like Fauzibo Alie, Misaki, Ishin. There's so many great characters. Drugan, for example. I just can't list all of them. If I do, I'd be here for a couple minutes and I don't want to waste your time. So the best character 2020, in my opinion, is a character that released at the final day of 2020, and that is the 10 years later version of Ichigo. Now, the reason why I'm saying him and not the 5th anniversary characters, Byakuya and Ichigo, the 5th anniversary characters, are definitely a close second and third, and it really comes down to personal preference. If you in the comments below say Byakuya is the best character of the year, or if you say Ichigo is the best character of the year, I'm not really going to disagree. It just, I guess, comes down to personal preference. But Ichigo right here is such a great character for what he wants to do. He's very good in Guild Quest, he's very good in Epic Raids, very good in just anything you put him against, really, obviously besides PvP, where he's really not meant to be played there. Best SA1 in the game, and SA2 that is not only a boost, but a 960 radius boost, just makes him such a useful character. And of course, his third is being a full screen 1200 radius, having bombardment. He's just a great character. Obviously, his 2 killers aren't as good as the 5th anniversary characters, and like I said, if you say Ichigo, the 5th anniversary version, is the best character of the year, I'm not really going to disagree with you. Alright, so I was editing the video and I realized I didn't mention 1000 Year Blood War 10 years later version of Rukia. Now, I would say she's a close, like, 4th or something like that. I'm not sure exactly where I'd place it in the, top 10-ish of characters, but she's definitely an honorable mention. Very good character, probably the most fun character from 2020. It's just, the fact that she does number order definitely does hurt her quite a bit. Had she been given that, I probably would have said she was the best character of 2020. 2021, very early to say who is going to be the best character. Now, unlike yesterday's video where we did say Zayapro was the worst character of the year, I really doubt they're going to release a character as bad as Zayapro again later down the line. So I was very confident in saying Zayapro is the worst character of 2021. But since it's for the video, the best character of 2021 thus far is going to the Machine Society version of Nemu. Very good strong attacks, but I can guarantee, lads, that she will not be the best character of the year by the end of 2021. 6th anniversary character going to drop in July. They're guaranteed to be better. In fact, we're going to be getting end of month news in around 2 or so days, less than 2 days, I believe, and we're probably going to get a better character there. So Nemu is holding the title as the best character 2021 thus far, but she's definitely not going to keep that, so do keep that in mind. But that being said, lads, hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. There we go, the best character hands down of every single year, starting from 2015 all the way to 2021. And again, if you lads want to join in too, make sure you leave a comment down below what you think is the best character starting from the start of the game 2015 to now in 2021. That being said, if you guys did enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.